Coming up on Sports Paws, the men's ice hockey team hosted a conference weekend, including the Battle of Whitney Avenue's return to Hamden.
The women's ice hockey team also looked to bounce back from a tough series last weekend as they went on the road against Harvard and Dartmouth.
Plus, the men's basketball team took on Canisius and Niagara at home, looking to build off the momentum of their last win.
All that and more coming up on Sports Paws starting right now.
Welcome into Studio 125 for this week's edition of Sports Paws. I'm Ava Heaton.
And I'm Freddie Martin. Two Bobcats took home ECAC hardware for the month of January. Ethan Wittenbach won forward of the month behind 6 goals and 10 assists through 10 games. The first year continues to add to his already stellar candidacy for the Hobie Baker Award. Speaking of first years, forward Antonin Verreau earned Rookie of the Month honors behind 5 goals and 10 assists, including a standout 4-point performance against Harvard back on January 2nd.
And Wittenbach and Verreau got a chance to continue their dominance against Brown on Friday. Earlier this season, Quinnipiac beat Brown in a close overtime matchup 4-3. Heading straight into the first period, it wasn't long until the scoring got going as Marcus Vidicek snipes the puck in after a pass from Will Gilson across the front of the net. Bobcats get the early 1-0 lead. The Bears were quick to respond, however, not even 30 seconds later, Tanner Hartman takes the slap shot down the middle to put it past Mate Marinov. The Bears knotted up at 1. But here comes the NCAA points per game leader. He gets the breakaway down the ice and curves the puck around Tyler Shea. Ethan Wittenbach picking up his second point of the night and making it a 3-1 game. After 2 more goals, Mason Marcellus earns his 100th career point as he chips the puck into the front of the net. Antonin Verreau gets 1 more for the Bobcats in the first to make it a 6-1 game. Now to the second, the Bobcats continue right where they left off. Matthew Lansing is going to bring the puck back around the net, and Anna Turbone will be there in front to finish it off and earn the extra point. Quinnipiac leads 7-1. Now Matthew McGrody jumping in on the action. He takes the long shot from the faceoff dot into the corner of the net to earn his first goal of the season. It was McGrody's first goal in 812 days. Final seconds now in the period, Aaron Schwartz becomes the 8th goal scorer for the Bobcats as he flips the puck over to Tyler Shea, and that will be the final goal of the game. Bobcats will take this one home with a final score of 9-1. There were 8 different goal scorers for the Bobcats in Friday's win, the most there has been this season. And the next day, the Battle of Whitney Avenue returns to Hamden in the game that Bobcat fans circle on their calendars every season. Into the first period, a really even period throughout, but with just over 5 minutes to go, Ethan Wittenbach receives the long pass from Mason Marcellus, and the nation's leading point scorer gets it done, puts the Bobcats up 1-0.
Well, that's all for the first period, so let's jump right into the second. Less than 3 minutes after Nate Tivy doubles the Bobcat lead on the power play, Quinnipiac is back on the man advantage, and guess who? It's Wittenbach once again. 3-0 Bobcats, and Wittenbach just cannot be stopped.
And around 5 minutes later, Braden Blaze gets the chance in front, but it deflects to Anthony Cipollone, who's there to put it past Noah Pack. The Quinnipiac lead is up to 4-0.
A late period goal by Matthew Lansing sends the Bobcats into the final frame up by 5. Jack Stark now in goal for Yale. A Blaze shot bounces right to Elliot Gromwald, and Quinnipiac celebrates the Super Bowl early. That's a touchdown. Bobcats making it back-to-back games with 6+ goals.
Graham Swore tacks on another, but now what else but another Wittenbach breakaway. He puts it home for the hat trick, the first of his collegiate career. After a 6-point weekend, the first year's point total is up to 47. Bobcats lead 8-0. That score will be the final, the revenge game that Quinnipiac needed against their rivals Yale. Dylan Silverstein with 23 saves in his second shutout of the season, and the Bobcats outscored opponents this weekend 17-1.
The Battle of Whitney Avenue is a long-standing rivalry that never fails to excite. With a new chapter being entered this past Saturday, Q30's Zach Naffa had asked the notable Quinnipiac alumni about their experiences with the rivalry.
You know, it's a special place. It's obviously a lot of fun when you're going to school here, so getting the chance during the break to come back and obviously come to the Yale game, which is a super special one, it's been a lot of fun.
Former Quinnipiac forward and 2023 national champion Colin Graff returned to Hamden on Saturday with the National Hockey League on its Olympic break. Graff, who has 31 points in 54 games with the San Jose Sharks this year, is applying lessons he learned as a Bobcat at the pro level and finding success in his second full season.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to point to one thing. I think that, you know, the whole staff here, they all played a role. They all played a major role in their different ways, and just sort of teaching me how to be a better, like, a person and on the ice. It's it's awesome. So they did a great job. I don't know if I can point to one thing specifically.
The former Bobcat watched as his alma mater put on a show with a packed crowd for the Battle of Whitney Avenue, a game that he started multiple times in his career.
It's the best one of the year. I think there's nothing like scoring and winning in front of a crowd like this, and watching it from above. It seems like all the guys still have all the juice that we had when I played. So it's fun to see that tradition keep going.
The trip also gave Graf a chance to catch up with his former head coach, who had high praise for the 23-year-old.
It was great. I took him to Brownstone today for lunch. Me and him in Altman. I mean, he's obviously, one of our best ever played here, and he's doing so well. So proud of him, what he's doing in the NHL. I mean, he's a big-time player.
While Graf's 59-point 2022-23 season still sits atop the Quinnipiac record book, first-year Ethan Wittenbach is closing in and looking to follow in Graf's footsteps.
It's awesome, yeah. I mean, obviously, I've met him a couple times throughout the summer just when he's working out and stuff, and he's an awesome guy. And to see what he's doing in the NHL this year is super cool to see. Obviously, we've got ways to go until I catch him, but got those little things in the back of your head at times. It's not really something I'm focused on just kind of day by day, but it's definitely cool to be in that conversation.
While it may be tough finding a favorite non-national championship memory, Graf certainly knows his favorite ice cream spot near campus.
Yeah, obviously the national championship's the big one. I would say just time away from the rink, like spending it with your buddies, maybe going to Wentworth's every week.
Graf will be back in action with the Sharks on February 26th. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Zach Naffa.
This week in the NPI rankings, Quinnipiac still sits at number 9, just behind two ECAC hockey foes with Dartmouth at 7 and Cornell at 8, two teams that Quinnipiac will face again before the end of the regular season. Some minor rotation in the top 5 with Michigan State dethroning Michigan for the top spot. North Dakota remains 3rd, but Western Michigan flips with Penn State as they sit at numbers 4 and 5 respectively. State rival UConn jumps from number 16 last week to number 13. Two Bobcats were awarded ECAC Hockey Weekly honors. Ethan Wittenbach continued his dominance with a 6-point weekend, bringing his point total up to 47 this season, the most in the NCAA. Braden Blaise was also named the ECAC Hockey Defender of the Week following his 5-point weekend. It was the first 5-plus point weekend for a Bobcat defenseman since Cooper Moore and Jaden Lee both hit that threshold in November of 2023.
Switching things over to the women's side, the Bobcats continued their 2-week road trip, this time in Massachusetts, where they took on Harvard. Looking to snap a 2-game skid, number 8 ranked Quinnipiac taking on the Harvard Crimson up at the Bright Landry Hockey Center on Friday. Harvard wasting no time to change the scoreboard. The Crimson's first shot of the game flies past Felicia Frank and into the back of the net. Harvard leads 1-0 early in this one. The Crimson aren't letting off the gas pedal in the first. Frank makes the save. The puck rebounds off her pads, but she stops it once again. What a sequence. Quinnipiac trying to tie this one up at the end of the first, but it wouldn't be enough. Harvard leads 1-0 after 1. Not a lot of action in the second, but in the waning seconds of the period, Ainsley DeTavio slaps one that deflects off of Taylor Bruschi and in for a Bobcats goal. This game is knotted up at 1. Harvard continuing to apply offensive pressure into the third, but Frank makes the save yet again. Both teams that have a quiet third period. Harvard clears the puck, and we are headed to overtime in Cambridge. The Bobcats start OT on the power play, 4-on-3, slinging shot after shot, deflection after deflection, but Ainsley Tuffy was having none of it. This game is headed to a shootout. Carla McSweeney brute forces one past Felicia Frank. That is the first goal of this shootout. Kaylin LaMarche, last hope for the Bobcats, shuffling the puck between her stick, but it would go right into Ainsley Tuffy's pads, and the Crimson sneak out a shootout victory. The official result is a tie, though. Ainsley Tuffy holds Quinnipiac to just 1 goal. The Bobcats have just 3 goals in their last 3 games.
The women's ice hockey sophomore class has stood out this season. Q30's Anthony Rossi has more on a player whose impact has been felt.
For the Quinnipiac women's ice hockey team, they've seen their sophomores really step up a notch this season, with Michaela Watson, Ella Senek, and Bryn Pryor being the highlights of that class, along with Felicia Frankenette. It's about time that somebody else has stepped up, and that has been Taylor Bruschi, who has been playing amazing hockey towards the end of the stretch this season.
Yeah, she's blooming where she's planted. She was put in that spot, and she was confident and ready to take on that role, which is pretty cool. And I think you see that up and down our lineup. We've got some significant players away and injured, and kind of it's that next player up mentality. They're confident in what they can bring, and they're ready to jump into those spots.
During last season, Bruschi spent most of her time either scratched from the lineup or on the bench, not really seeing that much time on ice as a first year. But this year, she has seen her ice time gain and has moved up the depth chart, now playing on the top line while seeing massive improvements in her game.
Definitely growing in my confidence for sure.
being out there on the ice in important moments, obviously, it takes a lot of confidence to go out there and do your best. So I feel like I've grown a lot in that area.
This season, the sophomore has recorded 6 goals and 4 assists. Though she isn't the highest point scorer on the team, Bruschi has found her role really quickly, and the team has adapted to her play throughout the year.
I would say I'm probably more in that 200-foot forward range. I'm always hard on the forecheck. Obviously, like to use my speed all over the ice, whether that's on the forecheck or the backcheck.
Now the Bobcats get 1.5 points for the tie against Harvard in the ECAC hockey standings as they look for 3 more points against Dartmouth as the season nears its close. Reporting from Bright Landry Hockey Center in Cambridge, Massachusetts, Anthony Rossi, Q30 Sports.
The Bobcats finally got back in the win column against Dartmouth on Saturday by a final score of 3-0. Kayla LaMarche led the way with her 31st and 32nd goals of the season, surpassing Kelly Babstock for the most goals scored in a single season by a Bobcat. Taylor Bruschi chipped in a goal as well, giving her 2 in as many games this past weekend and continuing her strong stretch of play. Felicia Frank also notched her 9th shutout of the season, good for 2nd most in the NCAA, as the Bobcats look ahead to their final 2 regular season matchups against Brown and Yale.
Netminder Felicia Frank has been named a Goalie of the Year semifinalist. As one of 12 finalists, Frank has had a stellar sophomore season, playing in 32 games, posting an impressive .947 save percentage and a .132 goals against average. She ranks top 5 in the nation in both categories and has recorded 9 shutouts on the season, which puts her 2nd nationally.
Shifting focus over the MPI rankings, the same group of Wisconsin, Ohio State, Minnesota, and Penn State make up the top 4, while Quinnipiac comes in ranked at 7 after an okay showing this past weekend. ECAC foes Princeton and Yale rank just behind them at 8 and 9. The Tigers coming off a 1-1 weekend, while the Bulldogs are currently riding a 13-game win streak, which dates back to December 6th. 5 more ECAC teams round out the top 20 in Cornell, Clarkson, Colgate, Brown, and Harvard.
Well, we have to take our first break of the night, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, the women's basketball team travels to Western New York and looks to remain undefeated in MAC play.
And men's basketball return to M&T Bank Arena to take on Canisius and Niagara. Don't go anywhere because Sports Paws will be right back.
Do you enjoy debating Quinnipiac sports?
That's all flash, no pass. She didn't net it in the back of the net. That's not even a goal.
What are you doing pulling out rhymes?
Freddie, that's like a crossover with a missed layup.
Bobcat Breakdown is the place for you, with debate, analysis, and so much more.
Not saying there enough. He is good, but oh man, is he bad. And
that team is amazing. How do you not put Fairfield women's forward?
Tune in to Bobcat Breakdown every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
that was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. Last week, the MAC announced that Atlantic City was unanimously selected to host the MAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships from 2027 to 2031. The 5-year agreement was the result of a year-long evaluation that included collecting feedback from multiple stakeholders regarding championship format and host location. They decided that they had no interest in splitting up men's and women's championships, and one neutral site was most beneficial. Atlantic City has hosted the tournament since 2020.
The women's basketball team headed to Western New York to face Canisius on Thursday, coming away with a strong 73-55 victory. Anna Foley led the scoring for the Bobcats with 16 points and 3 steals, tying her season high. Carson Martin continued her stellar junior campaign, chipping in 14 points and 5 assists, along with Jackie Grisdale adding 12 of her own. 8 different Bobcats recorded points, and with the win, the Bobcats have now secured their spot in Atlantic City for the MAC tournament and remain undefeated in MAC play.
The team then headed to Niagara to take on the Purple Eagles and claimed victory in dominant fashion, 89-45. Sydney Ryan led the Bobcats with 17 points and was one of 3 players to knock down multiple 3-point shots. Jackie Grisdale, Ella Ryan, and Ella O'Donnell all reached double digits in points, and 11 Bobcats made it onto the score sheet. Quinnipiac remains undefeated in MAC play and secured the program's 14th 20-win season in the Division I era. Shifting to men's basketball, the team was home against Canisius on Thursday. Canisius coming into Hamden off a long bus trip looking to snap their 8-game losing streak. In the first half, the Bobcats got off to a good start in this one. Grant Randall shot the lights out in the first half. He knocks down the 3, QU up 9-5. Then Jaden Zimmerman fumbling around with the basketball and Canisius runs the break. It's King Ikema with the slam, a tough finish. Golden Griffin still down by 2, score is 9-7. Later in the half, Ty Turnage with the 3-ball off the bench. Bobcats 41-31 at the break. Now, into the second half, let's go to Turnage again. He's going to get to the rim this time. Bobcats up 61-37. At this point, no looking back. Let's finish it off with some pretty ball movement. Keith McKnight on the drive, Turnage skip past Monroe. Everyone touches the basketball, and Randall knocks down another triple. Quinnipiac gets the win 75-60 over Canisius. A balanced effort. Zimmerman leads the way with 15 points and 7 rebounds. Randall added 14 points of his own with 9 rebounds.
Only 6 games left in the regular season. Quinnipiac men's basketball trying to extend its winning streak to 3 games against Niagara. Men's ice hockey head coach Rand Pecknold in attendance before the Yale game Saturday night. Let's jump right into the first. The Bobcats separating themselves early. Jaden Zimmerman finishes this tough reverse layup to put Quinnipiac up 10. That's a 14-2 run for Quinnipiac. Halfway through the first year, Keith McKnight continuing to make the glass game just look easy. First crashing the glass for the putback, then throwing down a lob from Ty Turnage, and then muscling his way inside for the and one. QU is up 36-24 at the half. Let's jump right into the second half. Niagara, coming back from quite the deficit, hits 2 big threes, including this one from Landon Williams to take the lead. But McKnight responds with the lob from Ty Turnage. That's going to cut the Niagara lead to 2. And Zimmerman reclaiming the Quinnipiac lead with a clutch 3. But Williams knocking down just another 3 for the lead with just 50 seconds left. The Bobcat deficit is 1. Then McKnight, blocking Niagara's shot attempt, gets the breakaway chance, but the ball is going to fly out of bounds. Niagara has the lead with 18 seconds to play. After a missed free throw attempt from Niagara, Ty Turnage gets the Bobcats on the break. He gets it to Amari Monroe, who's going to, Amari Monroe is going to drive down, find Grant Randall in the corner, takes the shot for the win, and he's going to sink it. The crowd goes wild. The bench is on its feet. M&T Bank Arena erupts. Quinnipiac sweeps the weekend, beating Niagara 56-55. Amari Monroe leading the way with 15 points. Competition ramps up next as Bobcats take on Siena and Merrimack next weekend.
And for more on Grant Randall's buzzer beater, Q30's Brady Mullen has the story.
And I knew it was going to go up after it left my hands, I was trying to go home.
It was right here where Grant Randall hit the shot we've all practiced in our driveway, a game-winning 3.
I've been struggling from that corner a little bit, from the Manhattan game at home, and Sacred Heart here at home. It just felt good to make that shot and just win a game, for real.
Captain Amari Monroe talked about what was going through his mind when he passed it to Randall in the corner.
But it felt great, seeing that shot go in, and, as soon as it left his hand, I just knew it was good. I'm under the rim. I'm just looking at it and it went in.
Head coach Tom Pecora highlighted the unselfishness from Monroe to give up the good shot for a great shot.
The play Amari makes by kicking that out. There's not many guys who are preseason player of the year, last year player of the year, trying to be player of the year again in the conference that are that unselfish that they would kick it out.
Randall emphasized his relationship with Monroe to build that trust.
Man, it means everything. That's my big brother. It shows that he want to win. It was just amazing.
Randall and the Bobcats head up to Siena to take on the Saints in a top 5 MAC matchup on Friday. For Q30 Sports, I'm Brady Moan.
The Quinnipiac Acrobatics and Tumbling team had their first meet of the season today against Gannon. Q30's Miranda Patorti has more.
The Quinnipiac Acrobatics and Tumbling team opened up their season at home on Monday evening against the Gannon Golden Knights. The familiar NCATA foe was taken down with a final score of 266.71 to 247.995. Quinnipiac widened their margin of victory compared to its meet last season with Gannon, going from over 12 points in victory to over 18 points. The Bobcats came out strong, grabbing 38.2 of the possible 40 points in the compulsory event. The real standout for this squad, though, was the pyramid event, scoring 29.55 out of 30 points and capped it off with a 9.95 in the open pyramid heat. Quinnipiac was able to extend their lead a lot in the tumbling event of competition, outscoring Gannon in not only execution points, but also in start value. The Golden Knights were only able to score up to 54.65 points in that event before deductions, whereas the Bobcats were able to raise their overall total by up to 58.3. These start value points are just as important as execution points when the difference becomes that substantial and allows for more room for error in execution later. The biggest improvement for this team could be seen in the team event. The Bobcats hit their routine, something they struggled with for the entirety of last season, and an area that led to its defeat in big meets, specifically against the Oregon Ducks last season twice. With that being said, the Bobcats will turn their attention to the team event and their deductions before traveling to Oregon on February 21st to take on the Ducks in an effort to reverse the results from last season. That's all the time I have here from M&T Bank Arena. Back to Ava and Freddie at the desk.
Thanks, Miranda. We have to take another break here at the desk, but when we return, men's lacrosse opened up their season against UMass Lowell, looking to get things started on the right foot in northern Massachusetts.
Plus, Ava and I are going to be breaking down the top 5 plays of the week. Big weekend for hockey. I wonder how many plays that one's going to take up. Sports Paws will be right back.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Reporting from the Grove for Q30 News.
Reporting from the Miller Library for Q30 News.
Reporting from the Mount Carmel campus for Q30 News.
Reporting on Whitney Ave for Q30 News.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. The men lacrosse team opened its 2026 season with a strong 15-12 victory over UMass Lowell on Friday afternoon. Nate Watson led the way for Quinnipiac with 5 goals and 3 assists. It was all Bobcats until the Riverhawks battled back in the third to tie it at 9, but first-year AJ Amandalar netted his first collegiate goal to give Quinnipiac the lead. And they'd hold on to that lead for the rest of the contest. All-Max preseason goalie Mason Oak made 9 saves in the win as well. Following the win, attacker Nate Watson was given MAC Offensive Player of the Week after an 8-point performance in the Bobcats season opener. Watson notched 5 goals in the win and added 3 assists, proving to be a key contributor to Quinnipiac's 1-0 start. It's the junior's first MAC award in his collegiate career, and he was already matched his season high for points and assists in a game from last year. With the breakout effort, Watson sets the tone early and has emerged as one of the MAC's most dynamic offensive threats to open the year.
At the Women's Track and Field ECAC Championships, Naija Daly broke her own record. Daly reset her 60-meter school record running in 7.41 seconds. Izzy Anzaldo finished third in the 400-meter, finishing in 55.61 seconds, as well as finishing fifth in the 200-meter. In the 5,000-meter, Avery Palmucci inserted herself into top 10 in the program. The Bobcats finished ninth overall, scoring 33.5 points over both days. The team will head to Yale on Valentine's Day for the final meet before the MAC championships.
Last week, Caroline Schultzen was named MAC Player of the Week after picking up 2 wins against NJIT on January 31st, one being a singles victory and the other coming in doubles play. Schultzen swept her singles match by scores of 6-1 and 6-3, showing control from start to finish, along with a 6-4 win in doubles to help secure the points for her team. Her strong all-around performance played a key role in the match for the Bobcats and continued her impressive start to the season. Quinnipiac welcomed the Bryant Bulldogs to North Haven on Saturday and picked up their first win of the season and their first home match of the season by a final score of 4-3. The Bobcats earned doubles points behind victories from the tandems of Willa Renton and Caitlin Flower, along with Emily Meng and Anaga Shankar. Renton, Shankar, and Meng all picked up their first singles victories of the season. Quinnipiac now looks to build a win streak as they head up to UConn tomorrow.
Now turning to men's tennis, the team traveled to Rhode Island to take on the Brown Bears. The Bobcats were swept 4-0 and continued their winless start to the season. Although Finn Burge and Elias Hawkshaw won their doubles match, Brown took the doubles point with 2 6-2 wins. Brown turned up the heat during the singles matches where they picked up 3 straight points to clinch the match. The Bobcats will next take on Boston University at home on Saturday. Men's tennis also announced their captains for the 2026 season, junior Carlos Broncimo and senior Shanad Niarati. Broncimo is coming off a season where he went 6-2 in conference play single matches and was named to the All-MAC second-team singles. Niarati went 4-2 overall in singles. Broncimo is entering his 3rd season with the Bobcats, while Niarati is entering his 4th. The Super Bowl is over, which means it's almost time for baseball season. Quinnipiac Baseball was picked to finish 3rd in the MAC preseason coaches poll with 139 votes. Last season, the Bobcats finished conference play with a 17-13 record for 5th in the MAC. Despite being the 5 seed in the tournament, the Bobcats made it to the MAC semifinal before falling to the Ryder Bronx.
First baseman Christian Smith was the lone Bobcat elected to the MAC preseason team. The senior is coming off a stellar 2025 campaign where he earned all MAC first-team honors after hitting .329 at the plate. A consistent presence in the heart of the order, Smith's offensive firepower provides a major boost to the Bobcat lineup as he looks to lead Quinnipiac back to the MAC playoffs and build on last season's momentum. Now, I know we're both baseball fans, but it's a little cold right now for that.
Yeah, you're right, but you know what's never weather dependent? The top 5 plays of the week. On the ice, starting with play number 5, Aaron Schwartz gets the puck and finds Matthew Lansing, who sends it top shelf. More from this game later.
Play number 4, still the men on the ice, except now it's Ethan Wittenbach with the loose puck around the round bear and into the back of the net. Quinnipiac takes this game 9-1.
Play number 3, and have no fear, record-breaking Kaylin LaMarche is here, scoring her 31st goal of the season. Bobcats win 3-0.
Play number 2, and it's Wittenbach back again on the breakaway, and the Wizard cast his spell of what would be a hat trick against the Bulldogs. Bobcats win 8-0.
Play number 1, oh, look at that replay. I mean, Ethan Wittenbach, he's crazy, isn't he? Play number 1 still at the bank, but it's Amari Monroe on the court, finding Grant Randall in the corner, who sinks the buzzer beater 3. Bobcats steal this one 56-55. Well, that's all the time we have here tonight on Sports Paws. Make sure to follow us at Q30 Television and Q30 Sports on X and Instagram to stay up to date with Quinnipiac Sports. And make sure to check out our website at q30tv.com to stay posted with the latest content and news.
From the producers and everyone working hard behind the scenes, she's Ava Heaton. I'm Freddie Martin. Have a stupendous night, Bobcats.